All right, looks like we are good. All right, good evening and welcome to the Thursday, September 1st, 2022 Scarborough Board of Education meeting. Diane, would you mind calling the attendance, please?
Sure. Mrs. Giftis?
Here.
Mr. Kelleher?
I think I see him as an attendee. Let me promote him.
Okay.
Here.
There.
Miss Leong?
She's been excused.
Mrs. Lindstrom?
Here.
Mr. Peony Huff?
Here.
Mrs. Turner?
Here.
Miss Bertulia?
Here.
And Mr. Shumway?
Here.
Perfect, thank you. Would everybody please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, agenda item 4.0 are adjustments to the agenda. Are there any this evening?
No adjustments this evening.
All right, perfect. Agenda item 5.0 is public comment on agenda items. Is there anybody wishing to make public comment at this time? Besides my cat, I'm so sorry. All right, seeing none, I will close public comment. Agenda item 6.0 is the superintendent's report. So I'll turn it over to you, Jeff.
All right, so wanted to share just a few pictures actually from the last couple of days. So on Wednesday, we had our sixth graders at the middle school, and then all of our ninth graders at the giving free rein at the high school for their first days on campus, getting tours of the building, getting acclimated, all of that. And then we've also been having our meet and greets at K-2 and 3-5. So just had some folks share some pictures of those days. And then obviously today was at least 6-12, the first day that we had our seniors. We had all of our kids 6-12. Just overall, I mean, getting to all schools and all around campus, there's such an awesome vibe. I mean, it's just so great to have kids back in the building and just getting oriented, not having to go through all kinds of extensive, preparations for social distancing or other things. And it's just been a really, really awesome welcome from just the folks I've been talking to, and getting the buildings alive again, which was pretty awesome the last couple of days. So I just wanted to extend a welcome to all of our families and all of our kids. New buildings, fresh start this fall. The arrival and dismissal with buses today, which was like the first test of all the kids in 6-12, went by all accounts super smoothly. I know we talked about some of the changes in getting the buses, for example, at the middle school at the end of the day out before the kids get picked up, and went really smooth. And just overall, just a nice start to the school year. So I know how much work goes into that, as we all do, and just really appreciative of everyone's efforts and just overall attitude, super positive. I don't know, Diane, if you wanted to add, or either of our students, Colby or Yulia, but overall, just a really nice welcome back to school.
Yeah, no, I was at the middle school for most of the day today, and yeah, the vibe was just great. And again, just seeing all the kids returning, so excited. It was their first day, literally being able to sit where they wanted to in the cafeteria in their middle school experience. So that in of itself was a big deal. So it's been a really great week, very positive.
For us at the high school, it was so cool to finally be able to, especially for lunch, we had our senior breakfast and we were worried that everyone wouldn't fit at the table, and we could finally just pull up a chair and make everyone fit instead of social distancing. And it's our first, I think our first day since 9th grade where we're actually kind of normal. So it was so nice to have that first day.
That's awesome. And yeah, and just an extension too, I know we had talked about this last year, having those 2 full days for professional staff, Monday and Tuesday, is obviously such a huge help, and just everyone felt kind of ready, things were organized, the buildings just looked fantastic, our facilities crew just were amazing, so everything was just really, really smooth. So again, thanks to everybody for that. And then the last slide I just wanted to share tonight is one that I shared at the last meeting, which is, and I know Kristen's gonna and Jillian are gonna touch on this a little bit more in their committee reports, but just a reminder that we have upcoming educational visioning workshops on September 8th, September 19th, and October 18th. Another thing that I actually need to update this slide maybe is to include a community forum, educational visioning forum scheduled for October 12th. So just a reminder, there's a lot of information on the website about our K-8 strategic project in the new primary school, as well as these upcoming workshops coming this fall. And that's all I got for this evening.
Great, thank you, Jeff. Thanks for sharing the pictures. Those are so great. Does anybody have any questions for Jeff? Okay, seeing none. Agenda item 7.0 is a chair's report, and 7.1 is the welcome. So as Jeff alluded to, this week started on Monday with our staff, our teachers and our staff back. So my first thing is I really want to welcome everyone back, our students, our families that have been coming to their preview days or that have started full time back this week. It's really exciting to drive back on campus and see everybody out and about. So it's really exciting. It's hard to believe we're here, right? That the summer is winding down and we're back at school. But Monday started with this really awesome welcome event for the teachers and staff. So it was essentially an opportunity to welcome them back to the start of the school year. So everybody attended. It was really great for me personally to see so many familiar faces, and then to see we have so many great new employees as well. So it was this really cool opportunity just to welcome everybody and to really kick the year off right. Can you go to the next slide, please? One of the things that we did on Monday was recognize our employees who have had 10 years or more experience with the district. So what really stood out to me is the number of employees that have this incredible longevity with our district, right? It was a moment of pride for me to sit and listen to these names as they were read off, because it's really this loyalty. It just shows the loyalty and the dedication to our district that our staff has. So I thought it would be great if we did it again tonight. We continue to recognize them. So our employees with 10 years of service include Desiree Hill, Jack Aceto, Yvette Barone, Judith DiMucci, Maureen Kirsch, Aaron Laundrie Fowler, Jennifer Libby, Renee Natus, Toby Walsh, and Daniel Wiley. The next slide, please. These are employees that have been with our district for 15 years, and they include Krista Sawyer, Janine Chin, Tanya Davis, Christina Gerber, Holly Graffam, Michelle Hilton. Michelle, I'm really worried I'm going to not pronounce this last name right, so I'm going to say Michelle P. Kathleen Terrell, Joseph Wright, Barbara Strout, Jeanne Alves, and Lori Monteith. Next slide, please. Our employees with 20 years of service include Colleen Bacon, Shannon Ouellette, Julia Ureg, Carrie Mariello, Marianne Page, Donna Viola, Diane Gaddy, Rebecca Zafante, Kate Smith, Jennifer Michaud, Martina Ausbach, and Kelly Crosby. 25 years of service. Our employees with 25 years of service are Christopher Hassan, William Stone, Sarah Redmond, and Jessica Conroy. And you'd think we're done, but we're not. We have employees with 30 years of service. That's Kenneth Smith, Lori Bloom, Joellen Clive, Leah Zuch, Brenda Franklin, and Monique Cuthbertson. And last but certainly not least, we have 2 employees with 35 years of service. That's Lisa Roberts and Michael Murray. When Diane was giving this presentation on Monday, it was really fascinating when you get to those with 20 and 30 years of service. Some of them, some of our employees have served longer than some of our newer employees have been alive, right? So when you think about it like that, that's a lot of dedication, right? And so it's just, like I said, it was really, this is to me, these are huge milestones and huge accomplishments. And I felt that they deserved another congratulations from us. It's just, it was a great moment of pride. So that was part of Monday. The other part I mentioned is that we had a lot of new faces joining our district as well that were there on Monday for their first real day in the district. And something that stood out to me were the employees we're attracting, the candidates we're attracting for job openings. So I asked Diane about it, and then this is what the numbers look like. So this is since March of 2022, there have been 50 filled positions and 530 applicants for those 50 positions. Of those 50, 14 were internal hires. And then on average, what we have is at least 10 plus years of experience. And then 32 of those 50 have advanced degrees. So all in all, when you look at this, when you look at the employees we're attracting and the dedication and our employees that have been with us combined, it really is, I think, a great testament to our leadership in the district. So the fact that we have this really strong leadership at the leaders at the helm, and then we also have these really good employees that are fantastic coworkers. So all in all, to me, at the end of Monday, I just left really feeling like we are really set to have a spectacular school year. So it was just a really good start to that. And I sincerely hope all of our students, our families, our teachers, and our staff members all have that same feeling and have an awesome start to the school year. Oh, and I did have one other thing. This is this is just to save the date for you, for the board members. The MSBA Fall Conference, which is a 2-day event this year, will be held in person at the Augusta Civic Center. This is an opportunity to attend breakout seminars, hear from keynote speakers, and really get some more education in the way of our board responsibilities, what our role is. We have an opportunity to hear legal updates, governmental affairs updates, what's happening in the education world in Maine. So just go ahead and mark your calendars for this, and I'm sure more information will be forthcoming. All right, any questions for me? All right, seeing none. Agenda item 8.0 is our committee reports. Kick it off with Jillian.
All right, so we announced at the last meeting that we were launching the Spotlight Awards. Those nomination forms have gone out. So staff, they're live. Staff can begin nominating people at any time, and they'll always be available to fill out. The next meeting is Tuesday, next Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. It'll be by Zoom, and we will continue the first Tuesday of every month.
Very good. It's exciting that the Spotlight Awards are back. Any questions for Jillian? All right. Seeing none. Kristen.
I'm out of practice of unmuting. The pre-K enrollment numbers sort of came up through the building committee process. So we discussed in long range planning that we would sort of keep an eye on those as we undertake our new enrollment study that we're going to start in October. Also, like a month or so ago, we had sent a few questions to the library regarding their potential project if it passes that referendum. And what implications there might be for Quentin Drive and for Wentworth and middle school, given their proximity to the library. We haven't gotten any responses yet, so we are going to follow up with the town council and the library to get a better understanding of that. And then if you see public safety out and about on campus, they're going to be evaluating some of the tricky spots on campus for pedestrian and motor vehicle safety this fall. That's it.
Thanks, Kristen. Are there any questions for Kristen? I just have one. Are the public safety officers also looking at the potential implications at the library? Is that a piece of this or is that separate?
This is separate from the library piece. This was something that long range planning, we had sort of asked Todd Jepson to work with public safety to get a handle on it, because we noticed just as parents, there are some really, really tricky spots, particularly at the middle school when you watch the kids walk to meet their rides wherever they're meeting them. It gets a little dicey. So it came up a few months back, but obviously it is Quentin Drive. So if there's a construction project going on there, I would imagine that's going to complicate things a little bit, but they are unrelated.
Gotcha. Thank you. All right. Kristen again, or Jillian.
All right, so we, the building committee is having, whoops, did that, oh, community forum number 3, sorry. Crafting the design of the, crafting the design statement. The first one will be October 12th. There will be, well, they'll both be October 12th, one at 12 to 2 in council chambers and one at 6:30 to 8:30 at Wentworth High School. I mean, what, geez, okay. Let me start over. Wentworth School. And then there will be Zoom options for both of those. Flyers went out to all K-5 families during appointments this week. I also noticed that they were all on display at the schools. We did some work at Summerfest. That was super fun. We had kids draw pictures of what they would like their school to look like. And that was great. Kids solve all the problems. And then there is a tentative workshop on September 15th to discuss the most up-to-date project information and what's happening next. And then educational visiting workshops. There will be 3 sessions, all by Zoom. There's been a lot of interest in the community so far. And you can sign up by on the website by September 5th. Next. So workshop 1 will be on September 8th. That's a Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. There will be several topics to explore: priority goals, future ready teaching and learning practices, and future ready learning goals. And then the second workshop will be on Monday, September 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. To explore strengths, challenges, opportunities, and goals. And also, well, there's 21st century design patterns. And now I can't see the bottom of the screen, so I don't remember off the top of my head what the third one was.
Oh, the third thing. Let me look at this slide.
I don't know why I can't see the full thing.
Let's see. blue sky ideas
Oh,
that participants would like to see.
Yep.
Is that helpful?
Yep. And then there's a third slide, I think. Oh, okay, yeah. And then the third workshop 3 will be on Tuesday, October 18th from 6 to 8. It'll be guiding principles for the design of the renovated or new facility, bubble diagramming, and key talking points. And if you would like more information, you can go to the Scarborough Schools website, and there's a building project link right up at the top, and that will bring you directly to the building project page. Any questions?
All right, thank you, Jillian. Don't see any questions. Before we go in here, I know Alicia has a DEI update. I'm not sure. I think that's the only other one I know of.
Okay, so the DEI committee is meeting every 3 weeks. The recent transition has been with a transition of chairs from Shannon and I collectively as chairs to community members as chairs following the loss of Leanne Castellanos as a board member. We were finding that we were pretty overwhelmed meeting all of our committee needs collectively as a board. And so it seemed to make sense that we would remain on as committee members, but pass on the chair responsibilities to the experts and the committee members and sort of follow the role of the building steering committee in that regard. And so the new chairs that have been nominated and have assumed that role are staff member Catherine Newell, community member Kiona Wilkinson, and student Isabella Hernandez. We're really still working out some of the procedural mechanisms for running the meetings in terms of how that's going to occur in terms of making recommendations, voting, bringing issues to the attention of the agenda, and then to the board. And I would say that the biggest update procedurally right now is that those meetings are now going to be open to the public. There had been strong sentiment among the committee members that should be, that the meetings should be closed because of the personal nature of some of the information that was included in the discussions. And we had previously met with the attorneys about that sort of dynamic and what to determine what they recommended. And the attorneys have adapted their recommendation and are now recommending that we conduct those meetings in public, or at least open to the public. And so those meetings will now be open to the public. Thank you.
Thanks, Alicia. Are there any questions for Alicia? All right. Seeing none, were there any liaison reports before I move on to Colby? All right, seeing none, we will go to agenda item 9.0 as our student representative reports. So Colby, your first time.
Sorry, I have like a more updated slide with another picture on there, but a little nervous. I did not get like a full report from the primary school. However, I got a good one from Wentworth. So I don't believe they're in school officially right now, but they had professional development days for the staff that appear to have gone very smoothly. And then they had their first appointment days where students met with their teachers just to get familiar with them and do some academic screening and get a tour. And it looks like a lot of fun things happened. There's this picture, which has been a highlight. I guess they were, this girl and her teacher were twinning. And I have another one in the slide. Someone's outside their classroom with their teacher. And overall, I think things are going very smoothly, and it's looking like a good year is ahead for the kids at Wentworth.
That's awesome. Thank you, Colby. I love that picture. The twinning, that's so cute. Thank you. All right, are there any questions for Colby? All right, Miss Yulia, your turn.
So today was the first day for grades 10 through 12 at the high school. And we had a lot of senior activities. We had a whole walk up to the high school with a lot of parents doing quite a bit of yelling and videotaping. We all met up and took a lot of pictures in our senior t-shirts, and it was so cool to see everyone's little drawings and everything. We had a senior breakfast, and thank you so much for everyone that helped out with that and helped plan it. It was so nice to just have that time. And we also went down, on the right is the picture, we walked down to Memorial to take our big class picture. It took a lot of organizing, but we got it done eventually. So it's looking like it'll be a good start to a good year.
Oh, that's so exciting. Thank you, Yulia. Is there any questions for Yulia? Oh, well, I hope you both have a wonderful start to the year. It's exciting. All right, agenda item 10.0 is new business and 10.1 is appointments. 10.1.1 is a Blue Point School Early Literacy Teacher, excuse me.
Yes, Mara Baldoni has been nominated to fill this newly created position. At Blue Point, Ms. Baldoni received her Bachelor's of Science degree in elementary education and her Master's of Science degree from UNE. She's been a first grade teacher in both Oxford Elementary School and Minot Consolidated School for 6 years.
All right, do I have a motion to approve the Blue Point School Early Literacy Teacher?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or any discussion? As a point of order, Diane, can we raise hands or no, because we're on Zoom?
We have to do it. I have to call it because we're
Call
on
the vote.
Zoom.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
unfortunately, but thank you for the effort. Mrs. Giftis,
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher,
Yes.
Ms. Leong. Oh, is that said? I'm sorry. Mrs. Lindstrom,
Yes.
Ms. Trapani-Huff,
Yes.
Mrs. Turner,
Yes.
Ms. Bertulia,
Yes.
and Mr. Shumway.
Yes.
Fantastic. Agenda item 10.1.2 is the high school guidance counselor.
Yes, Amy LaBelle has been chosen to fill this position created by resignation. Ms. LaBelle earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree from Holy Cross and her Master's in School Counseling from Northeastern University. Ms. LaBelle has been involved in education for over 25 years as both a teacher and school counselor. The last 9 years, she's been the director of school counseling at Marshwood High School.
All right, do I have a motion to approve the high school guidance counselor?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I think we're ready, Diane.
Mrs. Giftis,
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher,
Yes.
Mrs. Lindstrom,
Yes.
Ms. Trapani-Huff,
Yes.
Mrs. Turner,
Yes.
Ms. Bertulia,
Yes.
and Mr. Shumway.
Yes.
Fantastic, thank you. Agenda item 10.1.3 is the K-5 resource librarian.
Michael Lewis has been nominated to fill this position created by resignation. Mr. Lewis received his Bachelor of Fine Arts degree from Syracuse University, his Master of Fine Arts from the Maine College of Art, and his Master's in Library Science and Information Studies from the University of Maryland. He has held positions in several libraries, including the Lewiston Public Library, Brown Research Library, Prince Memorial Library, and Gray New Gloucester, and at Gray New Gloucester Middle School.
All right, do I have a motion to approve the K-5 resource librarian?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, Diane.
Mrs. Giftis,
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher,
Yes.
Mrs. Lindstrom,
Yes.
Ms. Trapani-Huff,
Yes.
Mrs. Turner,
Yes.
Ms. Bertulia,
Yes.
and Mr. Shumway.
Yes.
Fantastic, thank you. All right, agenda item 10.1.4 is the Wentworth School Special Education Teacher.
Jessica Corvo has been selected to fill this position created by his resignation. Ms. Corvo earned both her bachelor's degree and master's degree in special education from the University of Southern Maine. She's been a Title I teacher, academic support Ed Tech 3, and Wyndham Primary School for 7 years.
Do I have a motion to approve the Wentworth School special education teacher?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, Diane, I think we're ready.
Mrs. Giftis,
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher,
Yes.
Mrs. Lindstrom,
Yes.
Mr. Peony Huff,
Yes.
Mrs. Turner,
Yes.
Ms. Bertulia,
Yes.
and Mr. Shumway.
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. Agenda item 10.1.5 are the high school fall coaches.
There's 26 of them. You want to take them in totality?
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
Do I have a motion to approve the high school fall coaches as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All right, Diane, I think we're ready.
Yeah. Mrs. Giftis,
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher,
Yes.
Mrs. Lindstrom,
Yes.
Mr. Peony Huff,
Yes.
Mrs. Turner,
Yes.
Ms. Bertulia,
Yes.
and Mr. Shumway.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Agenda item 10.2 is a motion to approve an MPA cooperative team agreement with Falmouth High School for the formation of a joint Scarborough-Falmouth fall and winter cheering team. Do I have a motion to approve the cooperative agreement?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Before we get to discussion, what I want to do is promote Mike Legage to the panel so that he can answer any questions we have. Let me promote him really quick. There he is. Hey, Mike.
Hello.
Hi. All right. So does anybody have any questions for Mike?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mike, when this was put on the agenda, I saw the numbers, but I was that was a while ago. I was wondering if you could sort of reiterate the numbers for both schools.
I'm not sure what you mean. The numbers that were in the report. The report is done to the MPA in a number of different ways. And one of the things you have to report is the total school enrollment for both schools. But in terms of the team, we're probably going to, it's probably going to end up being a total of 4 kids, 3 for us and 1 from Falmouth on the actual team.
Okay, thank you. And then would you mind explaining the way that the cost is split between the districts?
There's no cost split. We're going to cover the cost of it because we're the host school, just like Falmouth is going to cover the cost of our girls' ice hockey team because they're the host school.
I see. Okay. So we'll pay for, does that mean we'll pay for their transportation?
I don't know. I'm not following you, I guess. They're going to be responsible for getting to Scarborough because we're the host school. Just like with hockey, our kids are going to be responsible for getting to Falmouth to the rink. We wouldn't be providing transportation for hockey. I'm assuming that they're not going to provide transportation from Falmouth. We're certainly not going to send a bus to go get their kids to bring back every day for practice.
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, then the Falmouth kids are going to transport themselves to Scarborough or to wherever the practice occurs. And then if there needs to be independent transportation outside of that, then Scarborough will be paying for the at least the cheerleading side of the transportation.
What do you mean? Like if they're going to go cheer at a game?
Well, just like any other sport where there's transportation, costs associated with transportation. Yeah, if there's need to transport them to a game or to a practice or whatever, to an event.
We don't we don't provide transportation for fall cheering, except if they're going to go cheer for a football game. And with 4 kids, I'm not sure how that's going to work. They're probably going to get on one of the football buses that are already scheduled to go to that location.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So in that case, then would the Falmouth student have a choice? Either she gets herself to the game or she comes to Scarborough and rides the bus?
I would say that they would probably get a ride to Scarborough and get on the bus. That's how we're going to handle it with girls hockey. We're not going to have parents or we're not going to transport to a location to meet the team.
Right.
We're going to transport to where the bus is leaving from.
Gotcha.
Parents are going to transport to where the bus is leaving from in the instance of girls ice hockey.
Thank you for that. And I have another question. What happens in the, when you think of who the girls or the teams that the girls are and the boys too, the team is cheering for example, football, Scarborough has Friday night football games and Falmouth has Friday night football games. So how does this get divvied up? Are they just always going to cheer for Scarborough games? Are they going to split it, or has there been any discussion about that?
We haven't had any discussion about that, but I'm going to guess that we're not going to cheer for Falmouth games, that we're going to only be at Scarborough games. They hadn't even planned to do a cooperative team. They hadn't planned to even offer cheering. How this came about is there's one Falmouth girl that happens to know our coach from the elite cheering gym and wanted to be able to cheer, and Falmouth wasn't offering the program and asked about a cooperative agreement. And so that's how that whole thing got started.
Sure. All right. Are there any other questions for Mike? All right. Thank you for being here, Mike.
Yeah.
All right. Do I have so we're discussing. Okay, I guess we're ready to call the vote.
Great. Mrs. Giftis,
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher,
Yes.
Mrs. Lindstrom,
Yes.
Mr. Peony Huff,
Yeah.
Mrs. Turner,
Yes.
Ms. Bertulia,
Yes.
and Mr. Shumway.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Agenda item 11.0 is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All right. I think we're ready.
Mrs. Giftis,
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher,
Yes.
Mrs. Lindstrom,
Yes.
Mr. Peony Huff,
Yes.
Mrs. Turner,
Yes.
Ms. Bertulia,
Yes.
and Mr. Shumway.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great evening and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Good night.
Good night.